Hello, my lovely grade 7 class. Welcome to StudyWeb Academy, where education is without limits. Now, welcome to our last session of our English class of understanding the introduction to speech and organs of speech. Now, this is the last part of our session, and I hope that so far you know and what speeches are, what these organs of speeches are. So in this last session, I will go straight to the point, and here we're going to majorly focus on. So before I even talk about the examples of the pure vowel sounds we're talking about, so I will look at the pure vowel sounds that we were initially talking about, and these are just the monophthongs. Okay, they're just speech sounds that have singular and changing quality throughout their duration. So they do not shift or change in quality from one sound to another. So if this is hard for you to understand, let's just look at the examples of these pure vowel sounds, and we will be able to understand what we are really talking about. So examples of pure vowel sounds. So when again you were part of my former lessons, you would have known what this symbol here means. So when you see words like this, so I don't know if this is visible, let me write in another page. So let me come here, bear with me. I want to show you something very important. So in my former classes, we've talked about how to present sounds. So for example, this is just letter P, okay? This is letter P, or this is just letter R. These are just letters. This is letter B. These are just letters. But how do you present sounds, or how do you represent sounds? So when you want to represent sound P, sound B, sound R, you won't say that this is sound P, this is sound B, this is sound R. That would be very wrong. But because we want to represent sound P, sound B, sound R, this is how we represent sounds. So when you write maybe sound P, you make sure you have these two vertical lines beside it, so one before it, one after it. When you're representing sound B, now you'll have these vertical lines again, okay? When you're representing sound R, you will make sure to have these vertical lines. So class, from our past lessons or our former classes, grade 1, 2, 3, all those grades that we've passed, I believe that right now in grade 7 we know sounds and we know words. So we know sounds and letters, I mean. So this is just letter P, this is letter B, this is letter R, okay? We have letter A, letter B, letter C, letter D, a lot of letters, okay? But these are just letters, and this is how we represent letters. But when you're talking about sounds, this is not letter R, this is not letter B, this is not letter B, this is sound R. Oh, sorry, this is sound R, sound P, sound B. Repeat with me. I know, but just repeat with me. This is sound R, sound P, sound B. I know we've done this in our past classes, but you see now the importance of listening and just not forgetting and keeping on learning. You realize that learning is recurrent. It's always recurring. This is something we learned ages ago, but in your former classes, but it's still coming back again. So this is just representation of letters, but this is a representation of their relative sounds. So we have letter P, sound P, letter B, sound B, letter R, sound R. So this is how we represent sounds, and this is how we represent letters. Again, this is letter P, sound P, letter B, sound B, letter R, sound R. So I hope you understand now. So now in the examples of the pure vowel sounds, we're going to be looking at the sounds. So that's why when you see me talking about the sounds, these are representation of sounds. So all we'll be looking at is the pure vowel sounds, and this is the sounds we're going to be looking at, not the letters here. So we're not going to be looking at the letters. So now let me get rid of my work here and remain with a clean place. Okay, so let's continue to look at the first example. So with our first example there, let me point it out. So we have our first example here, sound E, sound E. So this is sound E. high front vowel. This is a high front vowel sound, like the vowel C. When you say sound E, you notice that even your voice is louder. E. Okay, so this is sound E. And this is an example of a pure vowel sound. It just has a single pronunciation. Very, it's not a double pronunciation or has two double vowels. No, it's just one simple single pure vowel sound. So this is the first sound, and this one is a high pitched one. It's a front vowel sound that you say when your tongue goes in front of the lips, like E. You notice that your tongue tends to protrude forward, so that's why we call it the front vowel sound. So the front vowel sound means the tongue or your mouth tends to move forward when you're pronouncing letter E. Then we have letter A, sound A. So this is sound E, sound A. So notice again, anytime we have these symbols here, it means we're talking about sounds. So sorry, these are not letters, but these are sounds now. This is sound A. This is a mid front vowel, okay? A is a mid front vowel sound, as in the word day. You notice that here your tongue doesn't go so ahead, or your mouth doesn't protrude outwards, like when you're sounding out sound E, but this is sound A. You notice that when you say E, A, just try say it and feel the movement of your lips. There's the different movement of your lips. There's one that protrudes outside, and the very outside far ahead, and the one that comes back in the middle. So you notice when you say sound E, sound A, there's that change in the way your mouth moves. So one protrudes and another one moves it back. So you notice that A is a mid front vowel, okay? Let's continue looking at the example. We have, this is how we write some sounds, and don't worry about how we've written it. With time you'll understand how some of the sounds are written, okay? So with time you'll understand how the sounds are written. So here we have sound A, okay, or sound A. This is sound A, okay? So notice how I've written it. That is sound A. So this is the importance of understanding these sounds that I'm talking about. So this is sound A. It's a low front. You notice that your mouth sinks downwards. Ah, for example, when you say the word cat, you notice that your mouth or your lips move downwards. That's why we call it a low front vowel. I hope you're getting it now. And now this is sound, this was sound A for cat, and this is sound A, and it moves low. So this is a low back sound, like in father. You notice that your voice lowers down when you say the word father compared to cat. Father, car, father, cat, father. Okay, you notice there's the difference when you're pronouncing these vowels. So it's very easy again to notice these examples. And the example is this sound here, and this is the sound th. This is a mid open sound. This sound is mid open or open mid back vowel sound, heard in thoughts. For example, when you're talking about the thought here, thought, this O here in the middle, O, it seems that your mouth or your tongue move backward, okay? So even say the word thought, you notice that your tongue or your throat moves kind of backwards, okay? So this is O, thought, okay? So this is sound O, okay? So in words like thought. And then we have the next sound here, sound U. Like for example in words to, you notice that we even say who, it's a high back sound. It's a high back vowel sound, U, okay? In words like to. We have another example here, sound O, for example, go. It's a mid back vowel sound. It's a mid back vowel sound found in words like go. And then we have another example here of sound okay, O, okay? So this is a neutral or a mid-central sound, often found in unstressed syllables such as the word sofa. You find that if they are mid or neutral or central vowels. It's neither high or neither low. For example, in words like sofa. So the main thing about pure vowel sounds is just to know how to pronounce different sounds and just know the movement of different organs. Is your tongue going backwards? Is your throat going backwards? Do you feel some rise in your tongue or some fall? Is it in the middle? Is it? So that's the main thing of understanding the pure vowel sounds, is just the way or how to say them. Okay, so pure vowel sounds, there are just a few examples, and the precise vowel inventory of language can vary. Languages differ in different number of vowel sounds. They use the specific qualities of these sounds to tell different languages or to pronounce different words in different languages. So learning and mastering these pure vowel sounds is essential for improving one's pronunciation and communication skills in any language. So if you want to know how to pronounce words well or to speak well, you have to know how to pronounce these words or pronounce and communicate these words properly so that you can be heard. Okay, so let's continue and look at these pure vowel sounds. We talked about sound E. Okay, for example, in C, this is sound E. I talked about that, and the meaning is that this is a high front vowel sound pronounced with the tongue close to the roof of the mouth and positioned forward. It's a tense vowel sound, which means the tongue muscles are relatively tense during the production. So this one will simply just tell you how to pronounce this sound E. You notice that the tongue is close to the roof of the mouth. E. You notice that the tongue moves upward. Okay, we looked at A again. A, E, O, U. A is a mid vowel sound whereby your tongue is positioned between the high and the low and forward and position forward. So you notice the tongue is between the high and low position of your mouth, and then it moves forward. Okay, then we looked at A, E, O. Okay, this is in words like cat. You notice that the tongue goes low and in a front position. So the next one, look at the other okay, for example, father. It's a low back vowel sound whereby the tongue is in a low and back position. So there are various ways in which these vowels are produced. Okay, then we have the O, for example, in thought, and it's a mid open back vowel sound. So notice that again, the O. Okay, so I'm just redoing this for us to understand. Then we have U, for example, in two. You notice that when you're producing it, the tongue is in a high back position and it is in a tense vowel sound. Okay, then we have O, for example, in go, whereby the tongue is in a central back position. So this is for you to understand this, you should just say these vowels out loud and just notice your tongue movement, how your tongue is positioned and where your tongue is positioned. Then we have the word, for example, O in word sofa. For example, the schwa is a neutral. This is a schwa sound. Okay, and schwa sound is a sound that is unstressed syllable. You say it very fluently and very, very silently. Okay, so it's the tongue here, or the schwa is a neutral mid-central vowel sound. It is in the central and least tense sound. So the way we said sound E is a tense sound, with the schwa sound it's not tensed. Okay, so it's often described as the most common and relaxed vowel in English compared to sound E, which is tensed. Schwa sound, or for example, in sofa, it's a very, very simple and easy sound. It is not tensed. Okay, so the pure vowel sounds are the building blocks of the speeches, and this one is what we're talking about. So you have to understand and master them to help us with the clear and accurate knowledge of the spoken English. So as we come close to the close of our class, there's an activity 2 here where I've provided 10 very simple questions that I expect you to do. So we have 10 very simple questions here, class, that I expect you to do, and this will help you learn more and understand better. So thank you so much for joining the class.